Welcome to another recent crime news episode with me, Tamsin Leigh. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see the latest crime news and deep dive episodes. Also check out my Patreon page to stay up to date with the latest happenings with the show. In today's episode, we are going to discuss Gurpreet Singh's quadruple homicide conviction, Stephen Bodley's guilty verdict in his sexual assault case, and Joseph Castorena, who was found guilty in a quadruple homicide before fleeing the country in 2019. On Tuesday, May 14th, a three-judge panel handed down a sentence in the second capital murder trial of Gurpreet Singh, who was convicted of murdering his wife and her family inside a Westchester Township apartment. 41-year-old Singh received the death sentence for the four murders, which occurred back in 2019. His first trial in 2022 was declared a mistrial because the jury could not reach a unanimous verdict. Prosecutors told the court that Singh was the only person who had a motive and opportunity to carry out the slayings of his family. They called on 34 witnesses, described his expensive affair, and explained that familial relationships were strained by financial troubles to prove Gurpreet Singh's guilt to the judges. Ultimately, the three judges agreed, finding Singh guilty of 4 counts of aggravated murder for killing 4 people on April 28, 2019. The victims were Singh's wife, 39-year-old Shanlinderjit Kaur, his mother-in-law, 62-year-old Parmajit Kaur, his wife's aunt, 58-year-old Amarjit Kaur, and his father-in-law, 59-year-old Hakiakat Singh Panag. Singh did not testify in his defense or make a statement during the trial's sentencing phase. Each of the victims was shot multiple times in the head, totaling 16 gunshot wounds between the 4 victims. They also had no defensive wounds. Prosecutors stated that Singh's relationship with his father-in-law grew tense due to his declining finances and repeatedly asking for money. His mistress testified in court that Singh had given her $20,000 toward a down payment on a house in Indianapolis, helped with her mortgage, and also bought her a luxury SUV. According to trial testimony, Singh bought a house on the same street as his mistress, where he planned on moving his family and visited this home with relatives weeks after the murders. Prosecutors stated that Singh lied to authorities about his affair and being home during the incident, showing evidence that he entered the apartment where the murders occurred approximately 30 minutes before reporting the shooting to 911. During a recorded interview, he told investigators that he had just arrived home when he found the apartment door open. He then discovered his family lying on the floor bleeding, but he never said anything about being home when his family was killed. While prosecutors argued Singh was the only person with a motive and had the opportunity for the slayings, Singh's attorneys countered that he witnessed his family's deaths at the hand of an unknown shooter. To support this claim, they pointed to an ongoing legal dispute over a land sale in India as a possible motive. Authorities obtained a search warrant to swab Singh's hands for gunshot residue, which came back positive. However, according to trial testimony, just because gunshot residue was found on his hands does not necessarily mean he fired the gun. Not long after the murder, detectives found a 9mm handgun, the murder weapon, submerged in a pond behind Singh's apartment. But the gun's serial number was pried off, so authorities could not trace it. Prosecutors claimed that Singh meticulously planned his family's murder. Not only did he call out of work, he also arranged for his 3 children to be out of the apartment and lied to protect himself from a police investigation. Prosecutors stated that Panag, Singh's father-in-law, was shot first while lying in bed. Then Singh shot his wife, Shalinderjit, then his mother-in-law, Parmajit, and his wife's aunt, Amarjit Kaur, last. According to prosecutors, Singh stood over his unconscious wife while he fired the fatal rounds. Butler County Assistant Prosecuting Attorney Josh Munick stated he started with the person he liked the least. Singh's attorney called forth testimony from Singh's spiritual advisor and family members as mitigating evidence against a death sentence. These witnesses described him as a religious man who was caring toward family, a hard worker, and did not have prior criminal convictions. A forensic psychologist who evaluated Singh in preparation for his sentencing had testified that Singh was unlike other capital offenders in the way he has been able to maintain long-term, stable relationships throughout his life. Prosecutors stated that the importance of that family was the furthest thing from his mind when he killed everyone he should have held dear. He still has not made any admissions of his involvement in his family's slayings. However, their loved ones believe he is guilty. Amarjit Kaur's son stated, "We thought that he's gonna speak up, but he never showed any emotions. He had never told anybody how he has done it. We wanted to know that." Singh was said to have showed no emotion to his death sentence. He will appear in court on May 22nd for a formal sentencing hearing. A Florida man, Stephen Bodley, was convicted on Wednesday, May 8th, by an Orange County jury of sexual battery on a child, less than 12, by a person under 8, after admitting to sexually abusing his cousin during an interview to become a police officer. On June 16, 2021, Stephen was at a job interview for the Apopka Police Department, where he was asked to expand on concerning answers he provided in a pretest questionnaire. He said the incident occurred 10 years ago in his home and described sexually assaulting a younger child when he was only 12 or 13 years old. According to an arrest affidavit, he admitted to the claims again when questioned about the incident further. According to the affidavit, Bodley told a detective, "I used to play these little sexual games, like oral, and I know she didn't know fully what was going on, and I used to watch porn a lot, so I had a little addiction when I was younger." When investigators asked him to clarify what he meant by sex games, Bodley stated he pulled his penis out, then switched to explaining the first time the incident happened and referring to it as an accident. He also stated that he believed the child was around 9 or 10 years old and occurred probably 3 times. Soon after Bodley's admission, a criminal investigation was initiated, which led authorities to identify the victim and her mother. According to the affidavit, investigators informed the victim's mother of Bodley's admissions. She stated she knew him since he was a baby and did not suspect anything going on between him and her daughter. She furthered that Bodley took a personal interest in her daughter but thought it was a normal familial relationship. The victim was then interviewed by investigators who became visibly emotional and stated she could not remember anything when questioned about the sexual abuse. She stated that she and Bodley were close but did not admit to anything else. However, in a later police interview, she recalled the assaults and detailed them with the investigator. The affidavit states she stated she ended up in the defendant's room and did not process it at the time because she did not know due to her age. But the defendant started kissing her on her body. Then he took his penis out and stuck it in her mouth, and after that she blacked out. The victim's age at the time of the incident and her current age are redacted from the affidavit. But it also shows that the incidents occurred multiple times on different days in Bodley's room, and that she only remembered things in pieces. Each time it happened, she recalled Bodley putting his penis in her mouth. The victim stated that Bodley thought his actions were funny because he laughed. She further stated that it made her feel uncomfortable. The affidavit continues, when asked to explain the sex games, the victim stated she did not know what it meant to the defendant, but for her it was doing things to her she did not approve of or know of because she was young at the time. The victim told investigators she did not know Bodley's age when the assaults began, but she believed he was a teenager. Digging deeper into the incidents, detectives found that Bodley was 14 or 15 years old when it happened. The affidavit also states Bodley openly admitted he made the sexual battery a game to minimize his actions. Additionally, defendant Bodley minimized his age, the victim's age, and the age disparity between the two in a manner to justify his actions and behavior. A press release shared by prosecutors stated that Bodley testified during the trial and denied sexually abusing the victim despite previously admitting to committing the crime on 3 separate occasions. He is scheduled to be sentenced on June 24th. An Arapahoe County jury found 22-year-old Joseph Castorena guilty on all 4 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder on May 16, 2024. The incident took place around 2 a.m. on October 30, 2022, when a woman called Aurora police to report that her ex-boyfriend, who should not have been there, may have been hiding in her home. A week before this, she had a restraining order issued against Joseph. While the woman was on the phone with dispatchers, shots were fired. When authorities arrived at the Aurora home, they found 4 people deceased from gunshot wounds. The ex-girlfriend and her 2 children did not sustain physical injuries. 3 of the 4 victims of the attack were relatives of Joseph's ex-girlfriend and were identified as Maria Anita Serrano, Jesus Serrano, Kenneth Luke, and Rodolfo Perez. The 4th victim rented an RV on the property and was killed when he came outside during the shooting. Authorities discovered through their investigation that Joseph Castorena broke into his ex-girlfriend's home and waited inside with a gun until the family returned. When the ex-girlfriend entered her home, she noticed Joseph's key in her bedroom and called the police. Following the shooting, the 22-year-old fled to Mexico before he was captured in December 2023 and extradited to Colorado. Senior Chief Deputy District Attorney Darcy Kofel stated Mr. Castorena attempted to evade justice by fleeing to Mexico. We were not going to let a cold-blooded coward get away with murder. It was my honor to prosecute this case and help bring justice to the victims' families. Deputy District Attorney Lauren Reibel stated, in the blink of an eye, Mr. Castorena destroyed many lives. This guilty verdict ensures the defendant will never be able to victimize anyone else. Each first-degree murder conviction carries an automatic life sentence with no possibility of parole under Colorado law. Joseph Castorena is expected to be sentenced on September 3, 2024. What are your thoughts on these cases? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to see the latest crime news and deep dive episodes. Also check out my Patreon page to stay up to date with the latest happenings with the show. Thank you for listening and your support. Stay safe, and I will see you for the next episode. Bye.